August 3rd, 2017. A mother shows up with her 7-year-old at Richmond Urgent Care in Tuckahoe. Virginia Board of Medicine records show the child, who had a runny nose, congestion, and headaches, leaves with a prescription for the antibiotic Augmentin. But according to the board, the child is never examined by a licensed medical professional that day, instead being treated by an office administrator and a medical assistant unlicensed in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
When I first started working there, I was told that sometimes I would have to be the doctor. I was like, I'll be the doctor. What?
CBS 6 tracked down this former employee who asked to remain anonymous and talked to her about this detailed disciplinary action report from the Board of Medicine.
Okay, so there were many times when the urgent care clinic was left without a doctor.
Yes.
And patients would be coming in.
Correct.
In the report, the board states that the owner of the practice, Dr. Khalid Mustafa, enlisted unlicensed individuals to engage in the, quote, unsafe and unsupervised practice of medicine between February and September of 2017.
It was wrong. Very wrong.
One of those unlicensed employees, the former office assistant. Another, a foreign medical school graduate who had not attended or completed their residency, but according to the report, wore a white lab coat provided by Mustafa and identified herself as, quote, doctor because I am a physician, end quote.
Okay, so she wasn't a licensed doctor.
No.
The board says the 3 employees would do things like urinalysis and strep tests, diagnose and treat patients, administer injections, and even prescribe controlled substances. But it wasn't until Mustafa took a trip to Egypt in August of 2017 that the former office assistant decided to blow the whistle.
What got me to contact the medical board was the fact that he left for a week and he left me and another employee to run the office without a physician.
The board states that Mustafa and another physician were gone for 7 days, yet the urgent care clinic remained open with no licensed medical staff.
Every time a patient came in, I was supposed to find out why they were there and contact him, and he would give me further instruction.
And you were unable to reach him on one occasion. Any other occasions?
Several times I couldn't reach him because it's a big time difference.
Yet, as directed by Mustafa prior to his departure, the staff collected visit fees and co-pays and billed insurers for visits with Mustafa, according to the report. In fact, the board found Mustafa subsequently falsified patient records, creating fictitious office visit notes upon his return and providing them to a state investigator. The board stated he exhibited one of the most egregious examples of falsification of records they have ever seen.
He was changing charts to make sure that he was abiding by the regulations.
Okay, so in the first place, he said patient was seen by a doctor to
Right.
the insurance company.
Mm-hmm. When the investigator came in, he retracted all those payments from the insurance company. So he filled out all the forms, sent them to the insurance company stating patient was not seen.
Due to these findings, the board revoked Dr. Mustafa's license this past March, and the Virginia State Police confirm they are investigating him. So why is Mustafa still allowed to own and operate Richmond Urgent Care? How he plans to appeal the board's decision, and what did he say when CBS 6 caught up with him? That's next. No longer licensed to practice medicine in Virginia, yet still operating Richmond Urgent Care in Tuckahoe, patients we spoke to outside of Khalid Mustafa's clinic,
I mean, this is like really bad,
say they had no idea about a Virginia Board of Medicine report that found he enlisted unlicensed employees to engage in the, quote, unsafe and unsupervised practice of medicine, end quote.
You know what? I think I'm not coming back here. I didn't even think about this. You know, like I said, that day was like, I need to get somewhere quick.
And they expressed shock that the clinic is still in business, despite the board's decision to revoke Mustafa's medical license.
I mean, I don't understand why they kept the office open.
A spokesperson for the board tells CBS 6 that there is no law that prohibits a person without a license to practice medicine from owning a medical practice, clinic, or urgent care center. In fact, Richmond Urgent Care does have a licensed medical professional seeing patients now, Dr. Monal Maharam.
The doctor that's in there, she's the only one that comes in and treats you. Like there's nobody else in there. It's just the doctor and the lady at the front desk. That's it.
A marriage record from Indiana lists Khalid Mustafa and Monal Maharam as applicants for a marriage license in 2007, according to a former employee cited in the board's report. While the state was interviewing her as part of its investigation, she claimed Dr. Maharam kept pulling her out of the room and telling her what to say.
What exactly did she say?
To tell the investigator that we didn't take copays and to tell the investigator that we did not see patients.
We decided to ask Mustafa directly about the board's findings.
Excuse me, sir. Are you Dr. Mustafa? You're not Dr. Mustafa?
So,
Are you sure? I feel like we've interviewed you before.
But he declined to answer our questions,
We're still here, waiting.
citing a family tragedy.
my mother died.
Your mother died? I'm just very sorry to hear that. But we just wanted to ask you a few questions about the Board of Medicine report.
Look,
Pardon?
not today, please.
Will you speak to us in the future? Because a lot of patients are curious about the safety of the practice.
Even after leaving our number for a second time and leaving a note at his home, we never heard from Mustafa. We did, however, hear from his attorney, Gerald Zirkin, who told us his client is appealing the board's decision on the grounds that he was denied a fair hearing and did not have the opportunity to defend himself against those allegations. Zirkin told us he did not represent Mustafa during his board hearing. Working for you, I'm Melissa Hippolyte for CBS 6.